Hey folks, going to be doing a couple of videos here. Um, I decided to split this into two videos. One is for the first two episodes of Perseverance, and then the other will be for the third and fourth episodes along with the Chronicles expansion. So I just pledged the whole thing. It just came in this week. So this has already been around for 2 or 3 years, but episodes 3 and 4 are essentially brand new. So I wanted to do those basically in a separate video so people don't have to sit through an unboxing of a game from many years ago. But anyways, this is from Mind Clash. This is Perseverance, Castaway Chronicles. You're essentially, I'm not quite sure if you're shipwrecked, but you were on a ship and you come across an island. And episode 1, you are essentially building your bases, your settlement. You're trying to get up and running, do a little exploring, trying to defend against dinosaurs that are coming to attack your settlement. Episode 2 is more about exploring. Supposedly episode 3 is about taming the dinosaurs to sort of use them to your advantage. And then the fourth episode is attacking the main bad guys on the island that you run across. So let's go ahead and get into episodes 1 and 2 here. Dinosaur claws, scratch marks on the inside of the box. Alright, we have a piece of little foam. And all of this is in shrink, so let me get this opened up here. Easier said than done. Alright. Got all that off of there. Okay, so we have Perseverance Chronicles, Memory of a Survivor. First time I met Mr. Muffles. Various chapters. Not sure what this is for. Nora Cheney. As a reward, if you find this and return it to her, you'll buy a drink, or she'll buy you a drink, or they. Perseverance Episode 1 Rulebook. Start here, 2 episodes in one box, etc. It's glossy paper, quite shiny. We're looking at about 31 pages. Let's see, we do have component list. That's great. Overview, more components. Episode 1 core components. These are components that are... So here's components only used in episode 1. Here's components that are used in all episodes. And then there's more components used in all episodes. With the episode 3 and 4 box I got, you could get it to be a standalone edition where it comes with these components in the box 3 and 4, or the expansion box, which is what I got, where it doesn't come with these and you have to reuse the ones out of the main box. So anyways, main setup area, you see there's the board, here's the beachhead, here's the cruise ship you kind of have. Dinosaurs are going to be attacking from top to bottom. You kind of have to work as a team, but kind of not. There's a lot of politics in terms of like who's going to control the settlement, that type of stuff. Dino Attack goes over. It's a worker placement Euro style game. Icon glossary on the back. Here's the book for episode 2. Warning: play after episode 1. This is not the beginning. Same glossy paper. 35 pages. I'm not going to go too in detail. Here's the components. Here's the board. You can see it's entirely different, but I'm not going to go too far into that in turn to avoid spoilers. Here is the tray manual. This is awesome. 2nd edition. Remove every tray and printed component from the box and lay them out on your table, leaving the game box empty. Then proceed to remove pack components from the trays and punch boards. Punch out tokens on punch boards 1 to 6 before starting to organize components back into the trays, per this manual. Episode 1, Layer 1, Episode 2, Layer 2, Layer 3, layer 3 and 4, the miniatures. Then how it all goes back in the box. Very good. Very nice. Like that a lot. And then we have Castaway Chronicles, The Dissenters, episodes 1 and 2. This is a solo rulebook, so you can play this solo. And it is a 31-page rulebook on how to play the game solo. And then what do we have? We have the Outpost Offer board and the Assembly Scoring board. They are double-sided. This is for 2 players, it looks like, and this is for 3 to 4 players. This one doesn't appear to have any difference on either side. Dissenters board, this is for the solo. Dino Attack Combat Rewards board. These are the player boards. So here's the player board for Phoenix. Player board for Adelita. The player board for Jack. And the player board for Keone. Then we have a bunch of trays here with components pre-filled in them, but I'm assuming these are probably going to be all taken out, just like the rulebook said. All kinds of plastic bits. These are wall markers, it looks like. Yeah, these are wall markers. Little huts in player colors. Here's the wall markers. So you've got blue and gold, red and green. The discs to go on the bottom of the miniatures to indicate who controls them. And all 4 player colors. And then there's some sort of, maybe those are eggs. I'm not sure what those are. There's little green pieces in here. Oh, they're gel. They're squishy. Looks like some kind of fruit, so maybe it's some sort of food resource or something of that nature. Put all those off to the side. Got a little piece of paper to protect the trays. Got some more minis here. Oh man. Tape holding down the trays. The tray lids, rather. Alright, give me a second here to get this tape off. I might just cut it. Little cut there. Little cut there. Alright. I have a bunch of these minis for dinosaurs. If I can get it to focus. There we go. It keeps wanting to focus on the back. Then we have 2 different types of soldiers. We have your... I'll just get one of each here. We have your light soldier on the left, which is the gray. And then we have your heavy soldier on the right, which is your dark blue. Those are the figures you're going to be putting your bases on to determine who controls what soldier, etc. Get these back in this little tray here. Okay. There's some more minis. Do we have tape on them? We do have tape on this one. Let's cut that tape. Perfect. Two different sculpts. one's done. Another sheet of paper for protection. You have some smaller mini boards, or smaller player boards, so I'm not sure what the giant ones are for. Maybe they're for the solo game. I think these are the player boards you use normally. One for each player. They are dual layered. And then we've got some minis with more tape. So we got each acrylic cubes in each player color. We got the minis. We have, these are going to be to put the dials together. We have some other, not sure what these tokens are. They're plastic, something or other. Get some of these minis out here. This guy's got a Molotov cocktail. Goes back in there. Oh wait, this sits on top of all of that. We have a bunch of dice. I'm assuming more tape. What? No tape on this one? No tape on this one. This is the tray they didn't put the tape on. Somebody's losing their job over that. Another mini. Net shooter of some sort. Got a big temple here, golden temple. Got the dice. Get some of these dice out of here. These are the dice in the various player colors, so there's different sides, sort of where it can, when it gets rolled, it displays where it can go. So there's all different sides. So you're going to be rolling those dice and placing them out on the board. We have some larger dice that have dinosaurs on them. Not sure what these are used for yet. We have a big red die, 1 to 6, D6. And then these are the generic dice that are not in the player colors, but they have the same icons on them. Alright, so that is that tray. Over here to the side. We have another piece of paper for protection. We have some turn sequence sheets. I think these are all the reference sheets. Get these opened up. Turn sequence, front and back, Dino Combat, final scoring. Turn sequence, final scoring, primary action. Dino attack, assembly, steps. They are reference sheets. Let's get this one out of here. Any tape on this one? No tape on this one either. They got lazy once we got to the bottom of the deck here. We got 2 more minis. Minis are okay. Let's see here. We got some metal coins and trackers. So these are trackers that go on your board to determine your, I think this is Valor. This is Defense. And then there's some other tokens here. I'm not sure what they track. Voting, maybe? Unknown. At this time. Then we have several bricks of cards. We have, I believe these are the patrol cards, so you can send out your soldiers on patrol to get different rewards, which will give you more followers, which will increase your influence. Victory conditions. Not sure what this deck is. I guess we can go ahead and open it up here. All kinds of cards. Sustenance Adventure. This might be for the solo, maybe. Maybe? I don't know. There's that deck of cards. I guess we could open up this deck of cards too. I'm going to have to do it anyways, right? Alright, so there's all of these patrols. Other patrols. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what all of those do. Then we have a smaller deck of cards here. These do have the easy pull tab to open, so that's always nice. So we have smaller cards here. They are kind of linen finished. Yeah, they're linen finished. Again, not sure what all these cards do. Get that back on there. Reference cards in there. Okay. More minis. Oh, we got tape on here. So I think if they had minis in them, they put tapes on the trays. If they did not have, or if they only had a few minis, then perhaps not. Alright, so here's another. These are all the same sculpt. And then there's more minis, normal, regular soldiers and heavy soldiers as well. I'm not going to pull those all out because you've already seen those. Then we have a bunch of punch boards. Get these opened up. Can. There we go. Yes, the dials, if I recall correctly, are to track your followers, how many followers you have gathered, which is essentially followers or victory points from what I recall from watching videos. So we have 1F, 2F, 3F, 4F, 5F, 6F. These are the 6 punch boards they were talking about. Make sure you punch everything out. These are going to be all the tokens, various tiles. And then here are the trackers for the number of followers. We'll just set this aside for now. And then we have the board, which should be double-sided. Yep. Kind of. This is the episode 2 board. So this is after you've already done episode 1. It is double-sided, one for more players, one for a less number of players. And here's the board for episode 1. And again, episode 1 is essentially you're building bases and defenses up here to try to stop dinosaurs. Then there's a little piece of foam to sort of hold everything together. So I'm going to put this back in here the way that it came out. My box has chunks torn out of it where they put the trays in, but that's okay. I'm not going to put the pieces of paper back in here. Again, I'm just kind of laying all this stuff in here because I have to organize it all based off of the one book. But that is episodes 1 and 2 of Perseverance. Glad that it came with the book that shows you where to put everything, how everything goes back in the box. Rule books in two episodes of two different separate rule books. That's always good, so not just one giant rule book. So yeah, looking forward to playing this. Like I said, it's kind of a Euro-y style game where you're doing dice placement, worker placement. Again, episode 1 is basically tower defense, essentially, is from what I understand. Episode 2 is more about exploration and trying to discover more things about the island that you're on. Episode 3 is about maybe building more of an engine to sort of co-opt those resources you find. And then episode 4 is like essentially the big battle against the bad guys you find on the island. So anyways, this is just the video for episodes 1 and 2. I'm going to be doing another episode or another video here in a minute for episodes 3 and 4, as well as the Chronicles expansion. Thanks for watching.